All right, Shalom. Let me see where the east is. West, east. East is this way. East is over here. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, and Chakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone. I'm your brother, Rabbi Knapp, coming out with a lesson. Lord's will, this is edifying to the Lord's elect. I had to put my car in the shop real quick, so I figured I'd pop out, do a video real quick, and see what's in the news, man. Kill some time, serve the Lord. All right. It says buy Greenland, take it. Why? An old pack already gives Trump a free hand. Let's see what this is talking about. Let's see what this old pack is giving him a free hand about. I don't think this is covering my phone. I gotta cover my phone, man. All right. Let's see what this is talking about. Oh, won't let me in there. So we know he wants to take over Greenland, supposedly. As a matter of fact, he did say something about him wanting to take over the whole Western Hemisphere. Let me see if I can get something about that. Did Trump say he wanted to take over the whole Western Hemisphere? U.S. discusses, it just keeps bringing me back to Greenland. It says Trump's Done Road Doctrine seeks influence over Western Hemisphere. Let me see what this is talking about. This is ABC News. Citing old U.S. policy. It says in a triumphant news conference following the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro in the middle of the night last week, Donald Duck invoked what he called the Done Road Doctrine. Let's look this up. What the hell is the Done Road Doctrine? Look up. What is the Done Road Doctrine? You gotta buy this and buy that. I'm not buying shit. I'm not agreeing to anything, man. I don't know what the Done Road Doctrine is. Let me see if I can find something else. Look up. Search web. What is the Monroe Doctrine? Why is he calling it the Done Road? I don't know. I'm gonna keep reading it. I'm gonna have to look that up later because it's telling me to look into all these different things that I don't want to look into. It says his vision of a U.S. superpower that could assert its military might to conquer the Western Hemisphere. Oh my God, man. That shit is funny as hell, man. Let me grab this in the book of Second Esdras. Nigga said he wants the whole Western Hemisphere. Hey, I love it, man. I love it. Now that's a real boss, man. That's a real boss that can actually come up against the Lord, man. By the time the Lord get here, he got the whole Western Hemisphere, man. Who could? I just did a video last night. He said, no one can take us, or something like that's what he said. Let me grab this in the book of Second Esdras 13. And I'm going to start at verse 28. It says, behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. So we're going to have the Western Hemisphere versus the Eastern Hemisphere. And we know the East is going to win. Just like when the Roman Empire fell, the Western Roman Empire fell, but the Eastern Roman Empire rose. So it's the same thing. The Lord runs the same play over and over. Let me keep going. Second Esdras 13 and 32. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the sign shall happen which I showed thee before, And then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. And that's talking about in Acts, the 1st chapter. Okay, when the Lord ascended into the heavens in the book of Acts. Let me grab that. You know, the Lord told him in Isaiah 47:3, I believe. He said, when I come back, he said he ain't gonna meet you as a man. Let me grab this in the book of Acts, chapter 1, and verse 9. And when he had spoken these things while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. So that cloud is talking about a chariot, what the world ignorantly calls a UFO or whatever. Okay, we call it the chariots of Israel, call them clouds. Okay, that's what it's talking about. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, 2 men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner, and ye have seen him go into heaven. So he's gonna come in like manner the same way he ascended, in a chariot. Okay, and that chariot is the chariot of salvation. That's that curse that's gonna be upon Esau, Edom. 2nd Esdras 13 and verse 33. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have won against another. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. But he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Zion, and Zion shall come and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and builded, like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them with labor by the law, which is like unto me. So he gonna burn them up. And while they're getting burnt up, it tells you in the book of Revelation that I think it's Revelation 20, where they're not gonna repent of their sins. Okay. So this 2nd Esdras pretty much goes into the Most High sending his son and whipping these different heathen nations' asses. So that's what we're gonna get into. So him taking the whole western hemisphere, then the eastern hemisphere coming together. Man, come on, man. And then you're gonna think there's gonna be, out of those ashes, a different nation's gonna rise, and that's gonna be the ruling power. It does make sense, but it's not gonna be any other nation. You know, China thinks he's next. He's winning the 6G race, so he thinks he's gonna win. These heathen nations are out of your damn minds, man. You think the Lord's gonna let y'all rule over Israel forever? This is not a perpetual decree that the Lord put us in this captivity, man. As a matter of fact, that makes me think of this precept where in Psalms, why leap ye high hills? It says, oh, you can't even get it. Why leap ye high hills? KJV, where is that? I gotta block my phone, it's raining. Psalm 68 verse 16. Let's go there. Yep, Psalm 68 verse 16. It says, maybe I need to start at 15. Let me look at the whole chapter. Psalm 68 verse, nope. Psalm 68 verse 16. It says, why leap ye high hills? This is the hill which God desireth to dwell in. Yea, the Lord will dwell in it forever. And that's the hills talking about Zion. Okay, he's dwelling, he ain't changed who he's dealing with, man. These high hills are these different governments who are leaping right now. See, they showing you their military might. They think they got next. But just like when you leap, if the Lord is not exalting you, you're going to come back down to where you actually supposed to be. But the Lord's going to exalt the nation of Israel. So that's the difference between these other nations leaping, acting like they're next, acting like they're chosen, like they're better than Israel, and they're not. They're just leaping. Okay? tells you in the parable of the marriage how you don't want to exalt yourself, man. And that's what these heathen nations are doing. They exalting themselves through their technology, just like Esau. Look what we got. We got guns too, you know? They're doing the same shit. Little do they know, all that shit's gonna be taken away from them. Even the Iranians, even the Russians, even the North Koreans, all of them, man. They all gonna get taken down. And that's what 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter, is going into. So this Western Hemisphere bullshit, there was another precept I was thinking about, but let me keep reading this article real quick. He got the Western Hemisphere, man. It says, his vision of a U.S. superpower that could assert its military might to conquer the Western Hemisphere. And that's why you're hearing rhetoric about him taking over Greenland. He's upsetting his own allies, man. Imagine you telling your boy, I'm gonna take over your shit, man. I'm gonna take your shit, man. I'm not gonna ask you, hey, can we come up with a plan? Let's work together. That's your ally. Shouldn't y'all have a common threat? Shouldn't the Eastern Hemisphere be a common threat? So this is why this devil, he don't got no clue what the hell he's doing, man. It tells you in the book of Ecclesiastes 10 verse 16. Woe unto thee when that king is a child. And this is a child, man. He don't understand what he's doing. And this is what he's showing you. First of all, he's not operating under the law, statutes, and commandments. So he's already doomed already. That's number one. And there's plenty of examples of the Lord scattering nations, especially in the nation, in the land of Israel. You know, first and foremost, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And look how long you've been out of that land. You've been out of there so long. You think you're something that you're not. And that should be a testimony to the nation of Israel, man. You people are, if you look at the Venezuela is the Asher, is the, that's the tribe of Asher. You can look at the tribe of Asher right now and see that they're out of their fucking minds, man. First of all, they're praying to the Lady of Guadalupe. So these people are stupid. They're like heathen now, you know? So, and you know, and then they're happy that they're about to be destroyed. It's sad to look at, you know? They think the so-called white man, they must not see the politics that's going on in America. We about to have a civil war out here, and you about to have a civil war out there, and you're happy about that. Okay, so sheep, that's how sheep are. Sheep really need a shepherd, man, because they'll get led astray real quick. They think this is a good thing that's happening. When your enemy takes away your king, man, that means that's not good, man. And then set up a woman in the place, that's not good for you, man. It tells you in the book of 1 Timothy 2. Let me go there. Let's go there real quick. So he's working with, what's her name? I mean, I think she's a better option than that other chick that won the Nobel Peace Prize. That woman's a demon. She probably she probably infiltrated, she probably gave all the information he needed to do whatever he needed to do in that land. Oh, he lives over there. They had a whole copy of his house, and they were practicing for months on that same thing. So most presidents have multiple houses. Like when Mr. Putin's house got bombed at, when he said, I didn't bomb that house. I was just doing strikes in that area. We weren't targeting his house, but we were doing drone strikes in that area. And that's how Esau talks, man. So he's basically telling you, yeah, I was targeting your house, and but I'm not gonna admit to it because he's a liar, man. Let me grab this and I forgot the precept I was gonna get. Slovakia. Let me keep going. This is the State Department doubled down on the sentiment posted on X on Monday. This is our hemisphere, and President Duck will not allow our security to be threatened. This is our hemisphere. It tells you in the book of Psalms 24. And Psalms 24, let me go there real quick. In 1, it says, the earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world, and they that dwell therein. So what you mean this is our hemisphere? This ain't your hemisphere, man. This is the Lord's hemisphere. And I started with 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter, because it talks about one realm against another. A realm is a kingdom. But ultimately, it's going to go from these different nations. It's going to be the whole world versus our Lord. And the Lord's going to destroy them all. He's going to burn them all up. All right? And then you're going to see who's hemisphere is whose. The only thing that belongs to Esau is the pit. That's what's his. That's his inheritance. He's going to inherit nothing. He's going to be, what Charles Schwab say? You shall own nothing and be happy. I love how these devils speak, man, because it's like, that's exactly what's gonna happen to you, man. Like, that's what's gonna happen to him. You know? You shall own nothing. Silly, man. Psalms 24:2. For he hath founded it upon the seas and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord, or who shall stand in his holy place? He that have clean hands and a pure heart, who have not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. So those who have clean hands and a pure heart, talking about the elect. Okay, he's the one that's gonna bring us back into Israel, man. And whoever runs Israel runs the world, man. You got that land, man. You got power. Okay, that's the top of the hill. Jeremiah 49 says, he that dwelleth in the height of the hill, man, that's Esau. So he's the champion, man. He's at the height of the hill. He's like, who can take me down, man? And nobody can take him down. So it don't matter what these nations got. They can be winning in the 6G race. They can be winning all that shit, man. That shit ain't gonna stop Esau from being taken out. The Lord got him for that special day. So he kind of got, he can kind of boast in that. You know, according to prophecy, none of you niggas can take me out, so why not boast in my military might, you know? And that's what he's doing. That's his weapons, man. The fact that he's able to take somebody out like that, even, you know, people think it's all type of shit going on, which is true. I wouldn't doubt it, but this is the Lord's story being played out. Okay? So whatever it is, whatever's going on, it's working according to prophecy. It's gonna get the Lord's work done. Let me keep going. It says Secretary of State Marco Rubio suggested as much during cable hits over the weekend, saying this is the Western Hemisphere, this is where we live, and we're not going to allow the Western Hemisphere to be a base of operation for adversaries, competitors, and rivals of the United States. So who's an adversary? Is Greenland an adversary too? Is Canada an adversary too? Mexico? You know, you said shit about Colombia. You know, are these all adversaries, or what are you saying, man? If the whole Western Hemisphere, there's a lot of different nations over here, man. So you saying you own all, and you know what? That's just like what Job 9:24 said. So he's gonna be getting into his role. Hey, and I'm all right with it, man. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not wherein who is he? But what he doesn't understand is these different nations, man, they're gonna be working up against you. And you can see how that split in Venezuela, how some people still care about the president and the other people don't. So that split is happening everywhere. You know, it's happening. So they already at odds with each other, just like over here. So that place was clearly going. Maduro was already having protests against them. They wanted that woman that won the Nobel Peace Prize to be a whole bunch of people wanted her to be the president. So they already at disagreement with the authority, and it tells you in Romans the 13th chapter, the Lord set that authority up. So if you resisting the power, you're gonna be destroyed. Let's grab that. If you don't like the power, then you're gonna be destroyed. The best thing you could do in this time is be aligned with the Lord. Nobody wants to be ruled over by the heathen. They're mad about the curses that the Lord's putting upon them because it's going to follow you wherever you go. So if you in Venezuela, yeah, you're presidents of the same nation, but you still going through, he's going through the curses and you going through the curses. There's no escaping it. But are you asking the Lord to repent? No, you praying to idols. Romans 13 in verse 1, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God. So the powers, the people who are these presidents and things like that, these different militaries, the Lord sets them up to be like that. So if you ain't with that, man, then you coming up against the Lord. The best thing you can do is pray to the Lord and hope that he keep you safe, keep your family safe, and be content with what you got. And I remember what I wanted to get. It was 1 Timothy 2. The water Yahweh Vahashim Yahushua, I forgot. 1 Timothy chapter 2. It says, 1 Timothy 2 and 12, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. So that keeps you women out of positions of power. Even though we had Deborah ruling over us in the book of Judges, but that was a sign that was showing you that that's how low Israel went, man. It was so low that the Lord raised up a female judge to deliver them for all their wickedness. So that just goes to show you the same thing over there. So the Lord's not really dealing with Venezuela like that. It's probably a bunch of idolatry over there. Like I said, they praying to the Lady of Guadalupe, so I know they all fucked up in their head, man. Who the hell are you praying to, man? That's not in the Bible. Then they showed one of their priests. It was a Catholic priest. He got all these different Christmas trees inside of the temple. He's praying in front of them. The Christmas trees are on top where he's supposed to speak. His head is praying towards the tree, and they don't understand. They don't get any of this, you know. And he's talking about love and hope. You praying to a damn phallus, man. You praying to a damn penis inside of a temple, and everyone's praying to it, man. But that's because they lack wisdom. Let me grab this in Hosea the 7th chapter. Hosea 7 and 11. Ephraim also is like a silly dove without heart. They call to Egypt, they go to Assyria. So that's what they do. They go to the heathen nations. You know, and you can see that. Ephraim represents the northern kingdom. Ephraim's a tribe first, but it also represents the northern kingdom. You know, they're silly because you should learn from your history, man. You read the book of 1 Kings 17. It talks about how you got kicked out of your land. You had a damn two calves. You had a calf in Dan and a calf in Bethel. So that's just what y'all doing today. Y'all got all these different gods y'all worshiping. And what did the Lord do? He came in there and whipped your ass. And he's whipping your ass again. Actually, you should be mourning right now because I saw a video. Your president had a 7-day mourn for the people who lost their lives when Esau went over there. So what the hell are you happy about that? He killed 32 people that took oaths to protect you, and you're happy about that. There was a video of this Venezuelan kid running down the street in the middle of the night, happy as hell, saying Maduro's gone, woo-hoo. And he don't know he's gonna die soon. Esau's gonna kill your ass, man. He was already blowing up your so-called drug boats. He gonna be blowing you niggas up too when he gets out there. He don't give a fuck about y'all, man. He understands the scriptures like y'all don't. Deuteronomy, the 33rd chapter, talks about your blessing. That's what he's coming to steal. He wants to take your blessing, man. Let me grab that Deuteronomy 33. And where's Asher at? Deuteronomy 33 and 24. And of Asher he said, let Asher be blessed with children. So he's blessed with children, right? Meaning that's Ephraim. The northern kingdom's known to have a bunch of kids, man. They got mad kids, man. Their women are fucking, they're fertile as shit, man. They can probably all you need is one Puerto Rican woman, you'll bring back the whole world. He's fertile, man. But that's a blessing. Even Asher, Venezuela, I think Colombia is Asher too. Actually, Uruguay, I don't have my sign with me because I left it, but Asher's talking about you Venezuelans. But I think Esau split up that country. That it used to be most of it. I think it was mostly all Colombia, and then he divided it into these different sections. Okay. Deuteronomy 33 verse 24. It says, "And of Asher he said, let Asher be blessed with children. Let him be acceptable to his brethren, and let him dip his foot in oil." And he's dipping his foot in his oil. Actually, I think Venezuela got the world's largest reserve of oil. So that's part of his blessing. Even though Asher, these are prophecies to show who the nation of Israel is. When you read Deuteronomy, the 33rd chapter, in Genesis 49, there's plenty of brothers done plenty of breakdowns on them. I don't know everybody's breakdown, but it pretty much goes into, it gives you little clues on who you are through the Spirit. And that's why a lot of people are coming to the truth. Oh, that's definitely us. Like Issachar, for example, talks about how he's a hired servant. I mean, his name means he's hired. He works the hardest. He's an ass between two burdens. So this is, talking about America and Central America. He's crouched between two burdens or something like that. So that's supposed to show you that that's talking about Mexico, or Dominican in the Dominicans and the Haitians, where it says that instruments of cruelty, talking about them doing voodoo. So these are things that the Lord gave us it's not for everyone to hear it and get it. It's really for the elect. When the elect hear the breakdown, they're going to be like, oh yeah, that's us. They're going to get it. Because they've experienced life through that tribe, that they understand, oh, okay, that makes sense. Deuteronomy 33, and this is one for Asher. In verse 24, it said, and let him dip his foot in oil. So he got oil reserves. Thy shoes shall be iron and brass, and as thy days, so shall thy strength be. So thy shoes shall be iron and brass. So he got gold, he got mineral reserves over there, and Esau's coming to take that shit. Brothers were doing a video on how he got, I was listening to Apostle Ramla, and he was saying how they got a lot of gold over there. Okay, and the price of gold is up. So Esau's like, you know what? I know how to get out of debt. I'm gonna rob these niggas, man. He probably sold, this is what he did. He probably sold the gold when it was low, waited for the opportunity for it to go up, and then so he can come and get it back. Esau, man. Because he had a lot of gold at one point, man. He had a lot of gold. And I think he sold all that shit. Now he's coming to get it. He's coming to get it, man. This is the gold rush for the so-called white man. He wants all the gold in the Western Hemisphere. He don't give a fuck about security, man. If he gave a fuck about security, he'd be working with his allies to give him, and that this rhetoric don't make your allies really want to work with you. If a nigga told me he gonna take what I got, nigga, I'm gonna load up my gun. I'm gonna get ready to go to war with this nigga. You want this over here? Okay, come get it. Come get it, man. As soon as you put your hand out, I'm gonna bust your shit wide open. That's what's gonna happen to Esau. It tells you in Revelation, the 17th chapter, they're gonna turn on the whore and burn her with fire. If you don't know who the whore is in the Bible, man, you're out of your damn mind. If you think that's talking about some bitch that's walking a stroll every week, trying to get money so she can put food on the table. I don't know what the hell you people believe out there, man. What did the Christian church talk about the whore? Yeah, the whore, prostitution's not good. This is symbolic and spiritual of, why we shouldn't be prostitutes. No, dummy. That's talking about America, man. goes around the world. She's just a nasty bitch. You know, years ago, first she was fucking. I remember when she first started fucking with Ukraine. You go back to like 2014. You see that, you know, the relationship was different then, man. And then Israel came out of nowhere and then just completely neglect Ukraine and then started fucking with Israel. That's what a whore does, man. A whore just fuck with this nation, then the next nation, the next person, I should say. You know, but her true love is Israel. That's the meat. That's America's meat and potatoes. That's the whore's forehead right there. Is Israel, man. It's Amalek. That's the head of the. That's the head. You know, Amalek's the head of the body of the Edomites, the head tribe. Just like Judah, so-called African American man, he's supposed to be the head tribe. Judah's supposed to be the head tribe because the Lord came out of Judah. Okay. And King David, all the kings came out of Judah. You know, the priests were the Levites. But now that veil has been rent, we're a nation of kings and priests. You know, so you got to operate in what, you know, your blessing. Our blessing is to be condemning these stupid ass heathens. Like we always do. You should see people protesting. Where they learn that from? They learn that from us. They do the same shit. We want right. They learned that from Israel. We taught these heathen how to get mad, but we ain't protesting anymore. Fuck protest. All my smoke, I'm bringing it to the Lord because that's where my grievances go. I don't argue with you fucking heathen. He's the one controlling you. Why the hell would I argue with you? Give a fuck about your opinion, man. The Lord is in control of what's going down here on the earth. So if I'm mad about something, I know who to take it up with, man. I take it up with the Lord. You know, just like Job. Just like Moses. Moses the same way. You know, he's the one who protected Israel from when you read Jeremiah the 15th chapter. It talks about how you know, Moses spoke on the behalf of Israel when it came to he was going to destroy them. And then with Moses, he said he was going to raise up a nation with Moses, and the Lord repented of that because Moses was an intercessor for the nation of Israel. And that's sort of like right now with Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is our intercessor. So it's not like we're speaking to the Most High directly, but we understand through Yahweh Shai. That's how our prayers are heard, through him. You know, he's not listening to everybody's prayers, man. But anyway, let me see. Am I done with that? Deuteronomy 33 and 25. Thy shoe shall be iron and brass, and as thy days, so shall thy strength be. So that's pretty much it. Let me see, verse 26. There is none like unto the God of Jeshurun, who rideth upon the heaven in thy help, and in his excellency on the sky. That's pretty much it on there. So Esau's coming to steal something that don't belong to him. Tells you in the book of, let's go to Micah 2 and 1. That's what he likes to do, man. He's a thief. It says, woe to him, Micah 2 and 1. Woe means death and destruction to them that devise iniquity. Iniquity is sin, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of the hand. So just like Job 9 and 24, it's in the power of their hand. It tells you in Genesis the 27th chapter that this is his blessing. So he's going to use his blessing to the best of his ability. So why wouldn't we use ours? I mean, it's only logical sense. Jeremiah chapter, it's Isaiah 54. Isaiah 54 in verse 17, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. So no weapon that this nigga's doing against us is gonna prosper. Okay? All of his, he got 6G. 6G is honestly, that's gonna fuck people up, man. I think that's why people are getting sick throughout the country. This nigga's implementing 6G. I don't know where the cases are rising mostly, but there's a surge in cases of people getting sick, and it's not no damn flu, man. All of a sudden the flu's back. I thought, get the hell out of here, man. He's putting some shit. It's messing with your frequencies, man. Because there's a lot of shit you don't see with the naked eye that he's privy to. And he knows how that affects the body. So every year, man, it's like it's gonna intensify, man. You gotta be, that's why you gotta be doing everything you can to be right, man. Because the whole purpose of being down here is so we can see the wicked fall, man. So you want to be taking care of yourself, man. We want to see that. I want to see that, man. If you're alive today, man, it's a beautiful thing, man, that the Lord kept you alive. You got to watch and see what the Lord's doing today, because he's working every single day. Jeremiah 54, let me finish this to 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment, thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. So we're condemning these damn heathen, man. All right? For being wicked and calling them out on their shit. We're supposed to be the judges of the earth. Okay? So in order to be a good judge, you got to know the laws. And then when you know the laws, hey, man, you can point out wickedness, man. You can say, oh, this is wrong, man. Hold on, this ain't right, man. And then you start to see, you really get to look at Esau in his true form. This nigga can't come up to you and smile in your face like he does to you dumbass Israelites out there. He get on the podium, get the smile, and your guard goes down. Because you're a fool. It tells you in the book of Ecclesiasticus that the lamb should have no, let me see it, should have no dealings with the wolf. The lamb and the wolf have no dealings with each other. Ecclesiasticus, KJV. Right, Ecclesiasticus 13 and 17. What fellowship have the wolf with the lamb? So the sinner with the godly. Yeah, what fellowship has the wolf with the lamb? You welcoming the wolf into your country, man. We're trying to tell you, this nigga's a wolf. And you think he's a lamb like you. He's not. He's not, man. He's there to devour. He's there to take you as a prey. He's gonna do all types of experiments on your kids, man. That's what's going on here. Apostle Tahar did a beautiful video talking about these be your own physician, because a lot of people are leaving the medical industry because I forgot, it wasn't the money why they were leaving. I think it's just too much, man. It's too much. But they ain't healing anybody anyways, man. There's so many things you could do on your own, man, to prevent yourself from having to go there. Plus, you ain't gonna, in these last days, you ain't gonna have access to that shit, man. He's already increasing the price of over 350 medications. You ain't gonna have enough money to, you either gonna eat medication or what are you gonna do? You gotta operate with wisdom in these last days, man. You can't just be expecting this devil to help you. He don't give a fuck about you, man. All right? He's trying to get as much money off of your death. That's what he likes. He's a warmonger. He don't give a fuck if you die, man. You think he's more than those 32 Cubans in Venezuela? He don't give a fuck about them. He don't give a fuck about his own military getting put to death, man. If he did, he wouldn't be sending them in to do stupid ass missions. He's not even gonna be able to extract the oil that he sent these people in there to get. See, a righteous man would have sat down with Maduro. You sit down with the Taliban, you sit down with Syrian dudes, the Syria Taliban nigga that chop off American people's heads for a living, for fun. And then he comes out here, he's playing basketball with the troops. Like, what the fuck is that about? I done got the blowing at his ass, man, but that's how you know this place is crazy. This place is backwards. But then you call Maduro a fucking drug trafficker. These niggas were known to kidnap people, sell organs, do all that shit. But it tells you in Amos 3:3, can two walk together unless they be agreed? So Esau he's with all that shit. Shit don't make any sense. But you think Maduro's a fucking, get the fuck out of here, man. I don't believe none of that shit. That shit don't even make any sense, even if he is. It don't match up with all these other people that he's doing this shit with. Now, I'm not a politician, man. I really don't give a fuck. I talk about these things because I like to know what the Lord's doing, you know, with these different world leaders and how they're moving towards executing the goal, which is to burn this whore with fire, which is to cause famine, mess up these different food routes and shit like that. That's what I want to know. When you gonna stop the Gulf of Hormuz, man? You fucking with Iran, man? That's about to put a stronghold on this place. We got 3D printed meats. I was watching something last night. Fucking 50 Cent put Kim. I don't know if he just found out about it. He's like, I'm not eating this shit. I used to always eat this shit. 50, you're a fool, man. 50 knows what's going on. He know who's in power. These celebrities can't even hide it anymore. They be faking the funk. They be acting like they don't know what the hell's going on. You hear us on these highways and hedges cussing these niggas out. He's just mad because he can't do it. We ain't take the bag. We serving the Lord. Let's go to Exodus 32. The hell out of here. These niggas hear the word. That's why we don't give a fuck. When y'all niggas get shot, we do videos on it, man, and say how who perished being innocent. Y'all don't want to serve the Lord. This book of Isaiah 32. Isaiah, I don't know why I be saying the wrong chapter, but the right verse. Exodus 32. In verse, I'll start at 25. And when Moses saw the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies, then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on the Lord's side? Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. So that's what the elect are doing right now. You people are making yourselves naked in the midst of your enemies, man. You ain't worshiping the Lord. And just like those Levites, we doing the same thing. We on the Lord's side. And that's being evidently clear in these last days. Who's on the Lord's side and who ain't. Who's taking the bag and who's not. Salakia. They're talking about my car real quick. I had a brand new tire and the shit losing air, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? I don't need none of it. Come on, man. Salakia. Left front tire losing air, please check. Okay. Well, fix it, man. What the hell? Giving me all these damn services I don't need. What's this? They want to do fuck all of that, man. They want to flush your brake fluid. I don't need none of that shit. Okay. Okay, what did I just pay for? Okay. Yeah, oil changes are $75 now. I'm gonna have to start doing my own damn oil, man. $75 for an oil change. Salakia, man. I just gotta finish this. $75, whatever, man. Okay, not today. Sign. Okay. Let's see what else is going on. I was trying to find out what the Dun Road doctrine is, but I think it's insinuating that he needs to take over all these different lands in order to make sure that we're secure. And I don't blame him. Man. he was already talking mad shit about these European nations. He was talking about the French president. Because the French president, look at him, man. Get the fuck out of here. He'll kiss your ass over here, then he go over there and start kissing Putin's ass. That's how all those Europeans are. Ass kissers. That's what y'all are, you Europeans out there. You're a bunch of ass kissers. Ah, man. Analysis. What is the Dunroe Doctrine? Oh, okay. Nope, I gotta pay for something. I'm sorry, I'm not paying for shit. I'm not paying for nothing. Anyways, let's go. The world has too much oil right now. Will companies want Venezuela's? Of course. This is late Tuesday. He posted on True Socials that Venezuelan authorities will turn over to the U.S. between 30 million and 15 million barrels of sanctioned oil, which will then be sold at market price with the proceeds controlled by Trump. Ooh, so I wonder what the gas price is going to be like in Venezuela. Let's see how happy those people are going to be. Because that's what he does. It's a lot. He'll steal your oil just like they robbed the Africans, right? You see, you pay low, you complain about the price of coffee, but he pays them shit. That's why he can make your price of coffee that low. If you had to pay these Africans the way their true price, man, your cup of coffee will cost $100, $200, man. So when your gas prices are low, just know somebody's paying the price for that shit. Just like your cell phone. You get an Apple phone, the Apple 14 or 15 was made in India. They didn't pay those people. They worked, they slaved over making your phone, and then they got robbed. The people at the top got paid. Ultimately, Esau paid a few of the fools, and the rest, they got fucked. And they were working already for pennies on the dollar, and they still got robbed. Just so you can have your $2,000 iPhone. So he don't give a fuck about paying anybody shit. And this is what people are happy about. Wait until you see what happens to them. You're gonna hear a bunch of news online. We can't afford gas, we can't eat. You're gonna see Venezuelans with flies on their eyes. They're gonna donate here. And you're gonna just change the channel like you do with the Africans. You don't give a fuck that your coffee costs low. You be mad when they mess up your order. You be mad when they mess up your order. You be like, I didn't ask for this shit. I asked for 2 cubes of ice. You get fucking bugged out. Meanwhile, somebody didn't even get paid and they ain't even eating, and they ask, can they get $1? You don't give a fuck. Okay, so that's being more and more. That's why people are protesting more and more, because they're understanding how the world operates. And it don't even need to be like that. It's just that Esau's in power. He understands if we work on even level, nobody's gonna fuck with me. No one's gonna like me. No one's gonna talk to me. Nobody's gonna fuck with me, man. It's gonna be like back in the days of old. They're gonna know I'm a thief, and they're gonna tell everybody I'm a thief, and they ain't gonna let me next to their dogs anymore. Like Job said. They're gonna holler at them after a thief, like, get the fuck out of here, man. That's how you should be treating this damn devil when you see him. Get the fuck out of our yard, man. Not rejoicing like these damn Venezuelans, man. I mean, they're the topic of right now. The Haitians do the same shit. They welcome in. Yeah, Esau, come on in. Bring that drone company here so you can target practice on us. Stupid ass. He's implementing all this technology in these different Israelite communities so you can bring it all the way here to America, Babylon. People are happy. Look at Amazon got drone delivery now. You can. There was this person. They got a drone delivery. I forgot where it was. He dropped off a package, and she thought that was amazing. Well, that drone ain't gonna be dropping off packages anymore. It's gonna be spying on your ass and killing you if you don't if it deems that you're you're seditious, or you know, you're against the government for whatever reason. So no one understands why these technologies are placed, man. It tells you in Ezekiel 21 that the sword is being furbished and sharpened. Elon Musk got robots, and a lot of people think that's to clean their dishes. Like, you people are dumb as hell, man. And that's what's wrong with Israel, man. Like, Israel is just, that's how you know they're sheep. That's exactly how you know they're sheep, and that's why the Lord wants his word going out, because his sheep need to eat, man. They're easily led astray. Let me grab this in the book of Luke. Where is it? Or is it John? It might be John. I can't find it. Feed my sheep. It is John. John 21. I was thinking John 22. There is no John 22. John 21 and 15. So when they had dined, Yahushua saith to Simon Peter, who is King David through the Spirit, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, feed my lambs. So you got to feed his lambs, man. And ultimately, through the Spirit, he's talking to the house of David. You know, he's telling them to go feed his lambs, and we understand why. Because if you don't feed them, they're going to get led astray, and then the wolf's going to devour them. Because they think the wolf's a sheep. And you can tell that through the Spirit, because you Venezuelans, you not just, I don't mean to just talk about Venezuela, but you Israelites, man, you people are dumb. You're really a sheep, man. You don't even know it. You want people to like you and shit? Fuck these niggas, man. Fuck these stupid ass heathen nations. They're gonna die, man. And I'm gonna rejoice in it when they get put to death. That's what they get. They don't give a fuck that your ass getting put to death, your family getting destroyed. You got these fucking heathen going through your neighborhoods putting your kids to death. Well, fuck these people, man. And when the Lord give us the power, we're gonna do the same shit to them. You might not like it. We're gonna enjoy it. Because we have understanding. And we ain't gonna do it like them. They do it out of hate, malice. They do it out of wickedness. We're gonna do it out of righteousness. We're gonna know exactly what every single sin that they did through the Spirit. They don't have that type of capability. John 21 in verse 16, he saith to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, feed my sheep. So he's telling them twice, man, feed my sheep. Okay? So the Lord loves his sheep, and his sheep ain't talking about these heathen nations. They ain't getting fed. Okay? They don't get fed off of this. They get fed off of lies, man. Tells you that their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. They think their houses, they think they're gonna live, they think they're always gonna be in this position over you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They like it like this. They like their Starbucks coffee being under $10 coffees, man. That's expensive, but it's not that price that they're paying belongs to those Africans that have all that shit. They stole all that shit, man. Okay, so they got to pay for that. They got to pay for what they did to the nation of Israel. They got to pay for what they did to the Lord too. And that's why I love the Lord, because the Lord didn't come out here to be no so-called white man. If he came down here as a so-called white man, look how they act when they see the so-called white man. Oh, we will vote for Donald Trump. You know, they would say that shit to him. Oh, he loves everybody. Oh, they bring out fake. All the women be out baking cakes and doing all types of shit for him, man. All the trombones and the trumpet, they will rejoice. The so-called black man, nothing. Nothing, man. What do you want? Get away from me. Get up. Get out of here, man. The Lord came down here to suffer, man. He said he had nowhere to live. So the Lord ain't like you people, man. That's why I love the Lord for that. That's how you hate this place, man. And guess what? That allowed him to endure the cross. He ain't come down here to fool around like you stupid ass heathen, man. Came to teach this word. That's what he's telling Simon Peter. John 21 in verse number 17. He saith unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahweh Shai saith unto him, feed my sheep. So it was very important that he did that. I'm not going to keep telling you the same thing. Feed my lambs, feed my sheep, man. Some people, you got to keep telling them to do things, man. He ain't telling. That's how you know the Lord ain't going to keep telling. He ain't doing that, man. Tell somebody, yeah, do this, do that, do this, do that. It's because he don't want to do it. He don't love Yahweh Shai. It's okay. You ain't got to love him. And he ain't got to love you. He tells you in the book of John who he's praying for. He prays not for the world. So, the Lord's not praying for some of y'all, man. It's all right. He don't fuck with you. Who cares? You don't care, so why should anyone else care? If you don't want to make your call on an election, sure, I don't give a fuck. That's on you. But ultimately, that's talking about the house of David. You should be going out there making your call on an election, sure. You think you're part of that number, you're supposed to put on like you part of that number. The Lord will give you the strength, man. He'll carve out some time. He'll fix your car for you, man. Give you a $75 oil change. As long as they do it right, I don't give a fuck, man. I just want my car ready. So, you know, I had a nail in my tire. That was a brand new tire too. I was confused. I was like, what the hell's going on, man? I just bought that tire. Brand new tire. I was like, there ain't nothing wrong with this damn tire, and I had a nail in it. So it don't matter if you got a new tire or not, man. Things can happen. But who cares, man? That's why when you got the Lord, man, shit like that shouldn't really bother you, man. I mean, sometimes it can mess you up depending on what you got to do for the day or whatever, but ultimately, man, don't let none of this, that's nothing, man. All these things, man. I always think, even if you're sick, the Lord will get more glory out of you glorifying him even in your worst stage, man. Even in your worst stage, man, he can get glory out of you, and that's the best thing you could do. You know, for people who are sick, people who are, you know, going through all types of shit, man. Going through depression, going through whatever the hell they going through. This world's evil, man. It's not by coincidence, but ultimately it's a demon. If you're not finding comfort in the scriptures, man, this world don't really got nothing to comfort you with, man. You might try to go get high or something, man. That shit's temporary. And it's probably not even, I wouldn't be smoking weed anymore. Fuck that. That nigga probably got fentanyl all in your weed, man. The weed stinks. You people that drive around smoking weed, the person behind you can smell that shit, and it don't smell good, man. It smells nasty. Maybe because I don't smoke anymore, but it don't smell like when I did. I used to smoke weed, and it didn't smell like that. Early 2000s and the weed y'all smoke today, it don't smell like, it don't smell good, man. You know, and it really makes me think he started putting some shit in there, probably to destroy you, get some more money off you later in his medical industry. So you gotta be aware that all these different traps and snares of this devil. Okay, let me grab this in the book of where is that? 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So you know Satan, which is Esau, the adversary. Well, there's a spiritual demon, Satan, that's using Esau to do all that wickedness down here on the earth. Okay. We're not ignorant of his devices, man. We know he's here to steal, kill, and destroy. That's it. And lie. He wants his blessing. He wants to rule forever. We know, and he's gonna do that to the best of his ability. He wants to destroy the elect, and he can't. Because we're not ignorant of his devices, man. We know that he's trying to establish a new world order. We're preparing our minds and our souls for that. We're getting prepared for that day. We're getting prepared for the Lord to deliver us out of this wicked ass captivity. But every day we got to endure until that day. So we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Let me grab this in the book of Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and verse number 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So the days are shortening up. Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is a Mashiach, or there, believe it not. But there shall rise false Christs, or false Hamashiachs, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. And they're not going to be able to do that, man. They're not going to be able to deceive the very elect. Tell us that the Lord's here and the Lord's there. See, that's for y'all. Y'all believe, y'all pray to shit that don't even exist. You know, so the Lord gave you over to your own delusion. Okay, that's not gonna happen to the elect. But Esau, according to 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, let me grab it. You pretty much, you're done if you believe in this devil, man. 2 Corinthians 4, verse 4. And I'll start at 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. So you're lost if you don't believe in the gospel. You don't believe that Israel's salvation is only for the Jews, like it says in John 4 and 22, Isaiah 45 and 17. Israel is the world without end. Then you're lost. You know, the Lord's not going to send men to go out and teach about that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are Israelites. Y'all hear this word and you just neglect it and just, oh, well, let me not look into it to see if these things are true. You see no significance in it. But you see the heathen, they boast about being Israel, man. Okay? Just like these heathen, they everything about you, they boast about. You're low, don't know most of the customs that these people practice came from Israel. Okay? Being modest. I saw it, I was watching I Show Speed. He was in Estawani. And he was at on this man's land. He was talking to this beautiful woman, man. She was young. And he was like, are you married? And she said no. And then he said, well, who's your mother and who's your father? And then his father, the girl's father came out and was talking to Speech. He said, you want to marry my daughter? And he was like, no, he said, you want to give me 17 cows? Because in his culture, you give the father 17 cows. 17 cows, man. And you know what? That would have been a good purchase. That would have been a good purchase, man. And she wasn't like, she was very modest. And it just made me think about the ancient days, man. Very meek, very sweethearted. You could tell she was a sweetheart, man. Just undefiled. You just saw it, and it was beautiful to see that. If he was smart, he would have paid her. That would have been the best payment he could have got to have her, because these women are out of their damn minds. That would have actually been your wife, man. Undefiled. You paid a father gave her over to you, man. Man, that's the way things are supposed to be, man. But look at Esau, man. He turns these women into whores. Most of these women, they have sex with some man that don't even give a fuck about them. So that goes to show you that Job wasn't lying when he said the Lord ain't impart her wisdom. It tells you in Ecclesiasticus 7:25 that the father's supposed to give her to a man of understanding. So he's kind of going off, because I Show Speed ain't got no damn understanding. He almost died bungee jumping. The damn cord was cut a little bit. He almost died. Doing stupid shit. Someone of understanding is not going to be doing dumb shit like that. That's tempting the Most High. That's what Esau does. Climbs mountains and shit, you know, jumps out of airplanes. He does that because his spirit, he's a demon. You tempting the Most High like that, man? I want to do that. And that's why sometimes he just gives them over to his own death. And he probably laughs too. You thought you were all right, huh? No, your soul's required today. 2 Corinthians 4:4. In whom the God of this world, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he's the God of this world, lowercase g. Okay, have blinded the minds of them which believe not. So the people who don't believe in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua is because the God of this world, Esau, Edom, fooled you into believing that he's God, or some other false God that he manifested. All these false religions. Who is the image of God should, he says, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of God, should shine unto them. So this is a glorious thing that we're doing, man. This glorious gospel. Telling you how the Lord's going to come and save his bride from the midst of these heathen. That's a glorious gospel. That's good news. And nobody sees it coming. Nobody cares about it. But hey, that's what our eyes focused on. We focused on the kingdom. Unlike a lot of y'all, man. Y'all focused on this kingdom. And this kingdom is going to be destroyed. Let me grab this in the book of Psalms 137. Psalms 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. And that, you know, that's hard to hear. But that's the Lord, man. That's the Lord. And that's the spirit that he put on the so-called white man to do to our children, to destroy them. He got paintings of him taking a baby by the leg and slamming it against the ground, man. And this is what King David is prophesying against the so-called white man. Okay, I read Psalms 139 yesterday. He said he hates them with a perfect hatred. David hates Edomites, man. He hates them. And I hate them too, man. Hates you. Tells you in Amos 5:15, man. You gotta, what is it? I keep forgetting the precept. You gotta hate the evil, man. Esau's the wicked. You gotta hate him, man. There's nothing wrong with hating the so-called white man. We're all in captivity. And now I don't hate all white people. Let me clear this up, man. It's not about white and black. Okay? It's about Israel and it's about Edom. We're enemies. And that's that. So you can be a black Edomite, man. I hate your ass too. Spanish Edomite, fuck you too. A white Edomite, fuck you too. Okay? I shouldn't say that. I hate you. With a perfect hatred. Amos 5:15, hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. It may be that the Lord God of hosts will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. So hate the evil. So you're supposed to hate the evil. You people don't hate the evil, man. You enjoy the evil. You like the evil. You're supposed to hate that shit, man. And that's what's wrong with y'all. You don't see what this nigga's doing, man, in the world? You don't see how the world is functioning? That should get you thinking, man. The Lord hates him. What the hell? That's what he created. He created him to hate. He's supposed to be hated. He hates everybody, right? I mean, like I said, man, according to Baruch 3:8, we are yet this day in our captivity to be subject to payments. You gotta work, you gotta pay your taxes, you're in slavery. You gotta bear the indignation of the Lord. But the Lord said you ain't gotta, he didn't tell you gotta smile, you gotta keep a smile on your face while you serving this nigga. Fuck this nigga. You think when we were picking cotton, we were like, oh man, oh no, they didn't like that shit. They probably thinking in their head, humming, I can't wait to kill this nigga, man. Probably meditating terror on him, but just having to keep their spirit in line, man. That's what, you know, and that's the same thing we're doing, man. But now the Lord gave us, some of us, that spirit to speak out against this devil, man, because the whole nation, they can't do it because they're weak. They're spiritually in captivity. They haven't been freed by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. So they don't got the power to come out here on the highways and hedges. You know, they got to get built up. And through the sacrifice of the Lord's men, they can build themselves up. Because it's the truth, man. You got to build yourself in the truth. You want to die for a lie? I don't. When I could be saved, I'd rather put my chances with the Lord, man. The Lord already showed me too much, man, for me not to believe, man. He already showed me too much. I already know, like, damn, there's so many situations that I found myself in, and I'm, like, amazed. And then I think, you know, the Lord just, he preserved me, man. He preserved me. So if he's preserved you, if you made it to this day, he preserved you too. You know, we all got stories. But it's those personal testimonies that only you know, that it might not make any sense to anybody else, but, you know, he's doing a marvelous work, man. Let me grab this in the book of Psalms, chapter 9. In verse 17, it says, the wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget God. Salakia, let me go up. Psalms 9, verse 16, the Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. So Esau is snared in the work of his own hands, man. But that's how the Lord is known. He's known by the judgment that he executeth. And his judgment that he's going to put upon Esau is how he's going to get that his name glorified. Just like he did with the Pharaoh. He put Pharaoh in the Red Sea. And that's funny because Esau's going to go. Esau was just in the Red Sea, and one of his jet planes, it fell off the side and went into the Red Sea. And that's the spirit, man. I was saying how the modern day pharaohs, his chariots are falling in the Red Sea all over again, man. He's over there. I wouldn't want to be over there, Esau. If you over there, you better get your ships up out of there. If he deploys you to the Red Sea, that's not good, man. You might drown over there. That's the last place Pharaoh's army needs to be at. The heathen might not even need to attack you over there. They might just not even allocate anybody over there. They might be like, you know what? Let him just drown over there, man. The Lord sent them to the Red Sea. So we're waiting for that judgment, and we're going to be happy when it happens. How do you know? You got to go precept upon precept. Let me jump over here in the book of Ecclesiastes 25. In verse number 7, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, And the 10th, I will utter with my tongue, a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. So he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. You gotta live to see that, man. This hand's freezing. I gotta do the switch up. Yeah, you wanna live to see the fall, man. He's falling every day, man. We're watching this great fall every single day. Him saying, I want to take over the Western Hemisphere. That's new, man. That's funny. That's the fall. You know, you got the Prime Minister of Denmark condemning what he was saying. You know, these other world leaders getting closer together. NATO, EU, they're getting closer together. I wouldn't be surprised if when Russia attacks, that NATO don't even fuck with Russia, but still just bomb this place just because. Salakia, let me read this, man. Let me read your comment. Hey, Asab, can you say my name? No. Said hi. Are you trans? KJB, nah. What state? You sure would you stealing cars and tires make sure you get some? Shut the fuck up. Bronny James, 30 years after retiring this year. Do you meditate on the Lord's name? Everybody wants to be a preacher, but nobody meditates on the true Lord. Only the true devotees do. You know y'all some reprobates, right? You people are stupid. I don't even know what to say to y'all, man. People sub. I don't know why y'all sub to this. This is not. I don't know, man. Sub to whatever you want. I really don't care. It tells you in Isaiah the 34th chapter. I do this for the Lord, man. I let people talk their shit. That shit don't bother me, man. We'll see how much shit you talking when your ass can't eat. We're gonna see that when you can't drink. I mean, there's nothing I can do to you over the phone, man. But the Lord can. He can do it to you, man. Isaiah 34 in verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. So that's Isaiah's talking to everybody. These prophecies pertain unto you. Thermonuclear destruction, that pertains unto you, right? Isaiah 34 in verse 2. For the indignation, which is righteous anger, of the Lord, whose name is Yahweh. Yeah, we meditate on that. I'm not sitting down in Indian style with my hands in the air, my eyes closed, thinking about the name of the Lord. No, I've done the study. It's not meditating on the name of the Lord. Like, what are you talking about, man? We meditate on, well, the name goes into his reputation. So, yeah, everything about the Lord, man. Everything about him, man. All of his prophecies, everything that the Lord wants to come to pass. Yes, I meditate on that all the time. Isaiah 34 and 2. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. So all the armies are going to be delivered to the slaughter, which is referencing the valley of Jehoshaphat in Joel, the 3rd chapter. Let's grab it. Joel chapter 3. In verse 1, for behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, when he says I'll bring it again, meaning he's gonna reverse it. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So that's you being delivered to the slaughter. Tells you in Jeremiah 49:20, the least of the flock shall draw them out. That's the small hat nation bringing out the nation of Edom, Esau, America into the valley of Jehoshaphat. And these other nations. Isaiah 34:3. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountain shall be melted with their blood. So they're going to be destroyed over there. Okay? The Lord's going to slaughter their ass over there. They're going to stop battling, then they're going to fight up against the Lord, then the Lord's going to destroy them all, according to 2 Ezra 13th chapter. Isaiah 34:4, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts, which are their armies, shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. Okay, so thermonuclear destruction. You know, that's what it's talking about. You know, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. That's talking about the mushroom cloud that's going to happen over here in America. Okay, it's not just going to be one nuclear explosion. It's going to be multiple. When you read Jeremiah the 51st chapter, he says, let me grab it. He tells you he'll send fanners. So that's these other nations coming together, shooting nukes on Babylon. Jeremiah 51:1, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. When you talk shit on common boys, you're rising up against the Lord, by the way. And will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. So the fanners are those nations who are going to shoot nukes as well. They're going to assist the Medes. They're going to assist them in destroying this place. So these other nuclear capable countries, they're going to help shoot nukes on Babylon the Great. Jeremiah 51:3, against him that bendeth let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. And the hosts are talking about her military. Destroy them all. And that's what he's going to do. Okay, Isaiah 34:5, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. So Idumea is the Greek way of saying Edom. And that's a cursed people. The people of his curse. They're destined to be destroyed. That's their curse. Isaiah 34:6, the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord have a sacrifice in Basra and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. The land of Idumea is talking about here in America. Okay? He got a great slaughter here. Those lambs, those goats, that's y'all. You non-believers. You're the ram, you're the goat, you're the sacrifice that the Lord's going to destroy. He's going to burn them on the altar. America's an altar. And you're going to get burnt on it. Isaiah 34:7, and the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. So you're going to be destroyed. Let's read this in the NLT, Isaiah 34:7. So it can be a little more, I'm trying to make it plain upon tables, like it tells us in the book of Habakkuk. So let's get that. Isaiah 34:7 in the New Living Translation. Isaiah 34:7 in the NLT. Even men as strong as wild oxen will die, the young men alongside the veterans. The land will be soaked with blood and the soil enriched with fat. So you're going to be destroyed. Okay, Isaiah 34:8 in the KJV. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. So the controversy of Zion, the things that happened to the nation of Israel, you're going to be destroyed because of that. That's why these thermonuclear missiles are coming over here to America. Why? Because the Idumean lives here. He's going to be destroyed. Okay? The Idumean, the Greeks. The Greek way of saying Edom. Who the Lord hates and has indignation forever. Isaiah 34:9, and the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. And burning pitch is like when you see a road, when they're fixing the roads, they'll pour out that concrete. I forgot what they call it, but it's hot. It's like that's the burning pitch. It's like black, molten black tar. That's what burning pitch is. That's what this place is going to be. Isaiah 34:10, it shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever from generation to generation. It shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. None shall pass through the street that I'm on. This shit's going to be destroyed. No one's going to pass through this shit anymore. Okay? All this shit going to be burning pitch. All of it's going to be burnt up. Just like Peter said in 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter. Everything shall melt with fervent heat. Okay? And somebody on comment going to talk about meditating on the Lord. You should be meditating on a day like that. When this place gets destroyed, what's going to happen to you? It tells you in the book of Amos, the 5th chapter. Let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there. Amos 5. Let me grab that. Amos 5 and verse number 18. It says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. The woe means death and destruction. Woe unto you, you people who desire, you want Jesus Christ to come and get you all up in the air and you ain't got to see none of this judgment. Woe unto you, death and destruction. Amos 5 and 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? It's a question mark. What end is it for you? When the Lord returns, what's going to happen to you? You don't serve the Lord. You heathen do not serve the Lord, man. You heathen don't know the Lord. So what end is it for you? You praying to a so-called white man. He's not God, man. We're actually your gods, according to Psalms 82 and 5. And that's going to be manifested when the nation of Israel is going to be your gods, man. Okay, 20% battery. I'm almost burning this phone up, man. Okay, let me grab Psalms 82 and 5, man. Actually, I can't. My hand is burning. Amos 5, verse 18. So what end is it for you when the Lord returns? Okay. The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. It's not light. It's not going to be a beautiful, sunny day. Think not that I come to send peace, but a sword. Okay, that's what the Lord's coming to bring. The sword. A sword is to divide. A sword is to destroy. Peace, that's for Israel. Heathen, captivity. Slavery. You know how people look at black people and think they're a bunch of slaves? That's gonna be you, man. We're gonna be looking at you like, tell my slave to come over here and gather my bags, please. I'm going to a different planet, man. Moab, go get me some, wash my feet. I'm ready to go. Wash my feet. I can only imagine, man. Let's jump up. Amos chapter 5. And actually, let's keep going. Amos 5 and verse 19. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. Right. As a man did flee from him. So you're going to be escaping one situation to another, and then you're going to get bit by a serpent. It makes me think about Esau. Okay? Because the lion also represents Yahushua. Yahushua is known as the lion in the scriptures, the Lion of Judah. He's coming to bring judgment. So if you somehow escape that, when he brings the judgment, or the bear also represents the Medes, the Russians, or the thermonuclear missiles from the Russians. It tells you in Amos the 9th chapter that his serpent shall bite him. So he got a judgment for the ones who go down under in the water. So there's no way you could go, Esau. So, but for you other degular people, man, you're gonna be destroyed, man. That's like the famine. You escape the famine, you escape the plague, but then maybe a literal serpent will bite your ass, man. You're not gonna escape judgment. Amos chapter 5 and verse number 20. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? So there ain't gonna be no brightness in it. There ain't gonna be no light at the end of the tunnel for some of y'all, man. Okay, it's just judgment at that time. Because when you could have had a chance to repent and do what you needed to do to serve the Lord, you didn't do it. When you had a chance to be obedient, you didn't do it. I'm not taking my call in an election with for granted. The Lord ain't give me this knowledge for no reason, man. And he ain't give the brothers this knowledge for no reason. That's another testament that this is the last days, man. We would have been like you, dumb as hell, not understanding what the will of the Lord is, like the rest of this world is. Isaiah 34 and 11, but the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it, the owl also and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. Now, when you look at the cormorant and the bittern, it talks about swamp animals. So he's gonna turn it into a swamp. Okay. I think the cormorant is actually I think when you look it up, let me look it up. I think it says I saw it said porcupine. Then I looked up, does a porcupine live in swamp areas? And it says it lives in a couple of different areas. Isaiah 34, let me grab this word cormorant. Cormorant. Isaiah 34 and 11. Cormorant. It says a ceremonially unclean bird, perhaps pelican or cormorant, perhaps an extinct bird. A pelican. Perhaps let me look at the root word. It means to spew out. I thought I saw something about a porcupine or something. It's not no porcupine. I don't know where I'm getting that from. My phone's too cold, man. My phone is whack, man. These iPhones are whack. It gets too cold and you can't. Okay, the cormorant. Where did I get that? Maybe the pelican. You know what? I think I'm thinking about Isaiah 13, and it might be the bittern I'm thinking about. Let me see. Let me look up that word bittern. And the bittern, yeah, it's the bittern. The bittern says porcupine, hedgehog, a shrinking animal. So the cormorant, the blue letter doesn't know what a cormorant is, but it's thinking it's some type of an unclean bird. And when it says an unclean bird, doesn't mean that the bird got some oil on its back because it was in some type, it means according to the dietary laws, man. There's certain animals you weren't supposed to eat. Okay? So the porcupine, and then when you look up porcupine, it does have some different terrain that it could be in. And it said sometimes it's in swampy areas, deserts. I was like, I didn't know that. So those are the type of creatures, because I forgot what scripture it says. He's gonna turn it into pools pools of water. I think that's talking about in Isaiah the 13th chapter. And that's what it is. That destruction, man. Ain't gonna be nothing here. Isaiah 34, Salakia, on my rant, in verse number 11 again. But the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it, and the owl also and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. So the line of confusion is you ain't gonna know one state from the other. You're not, 10%. Phone about to die. That was on 100, man. So I can only get probably about an hour and a half on my phone. So the line of confusion is you're not going to know your state. Once this place gets hit with thermonuclear missiles, you ain't going to know the difference between where was New York, where was LA at. This is going to be a big desert, man. Isaiah 34:12, they shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there, and all her princes shall be nothing. And thorns shall come up in her palaces, nettles and brambles in the fortresses thereof, and it shall be in a habitation of dragons and a court for owls. So ain't gonna be nobody here to inhabit this place. Your nobles, your kings are gonna go into slavery. Okay, we're gonna put you in fetters and iron, like it tells you in the book of Psalms. This honor have all his saints, praise ye the Lord. So we're gonna be able to put these nobles, these elites into handcuffs. Okay? The Lord's gonna give the power to his elect to do that. That's an honorable thing. Hey, put them in handcuffs, man. Isaiah 34 in verse 13, in verse 14, the wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island, and the satyr shall cry to his fellow. The screech owl also shall rest there and find for herself a place of rest. So these different desert creatures, they're gonna be here doing their thing, man. This is really their land. This is their blessing, man. And they're waiting for y'all to die so they can enjoy it. Isaiah 34 in verse number 15 there. Shall the great owl make her nest and lay and hatch and gather under her shadow? There shall the vultures also be gathered, everyone with her mate. Meaning everyone with her mate, meaning, you know, your mate, your female counterpart or your male counterpart. That's who's gonna be here in America, man. A bunch of desert creatures. Isaiah 34 in verse number 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord Yahweh and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them. So seek ye out of the book and read. None shall want her mate, man. So the prophecies, man, this is the only place you're gonna find it is in this book, man. The truth is in the Bible, man. That's it. Okay? You can't compare it to any other book. Okay? Seek ye out of the book and read. And this is what's gathering his elect, this word. Isaiah 34:17, and he have cast a lot for them, and his hand have divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever, from generation to generation shall they dwell therein. So his elect are going to be his elect no matter what generation they're in. That's their lot. They were predestinated from the foundation of the earth. All right. Anything else I want to say? I don't think so. Zephaniah 1 verse 18. It says, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. So that speedy riddance is talking about how fast those thermonuclear missiles going to get here. I think you're going to have like 20 minutes in order to get to a bunker. But if you have a bunker here in America, it's not going to work, because the destruction that's coming here is going to be, this is the Lord's wrath. Okay, so he's going to, if that fire is going to be quenched not going to be quenched for generation to generation. That's a lot of smoke that this place is going to be on fire for a long time, man. Being an example of what not to be for you heathen nations out here. But I'm going to end it right here. Lord's will, this was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash. Shalom, Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharala.